think one of the things this past weekend I talked to the team about earlier in the week was, trying to look for some consistency from game to game and from period. So we talked about focusing in and trying to play six strong periods this past weekend. And, talking with him after Saturday night's game in the locker room, I thought we did that. I saw some good energy both Friday night and Saturday night in the first periods, and we were able to maintain the energy level and our compete level, and thought overall, it was two good games from us at that standpoint. And so move on to some non-conference games against some good opponents, so good opportunity. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear my cowboy boots and cowboy hat on the bench, but certainly not going to be singing down there. So
Do you
Here
have
we go.
cowboy boots and a cowboy hat?
oh yeah.
All right, questions.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to wear cowboy boots quite a bit, but now my feet, having skates in them for so long, aren't quite as comfortable in boots right nowadays. So I had a nice big black cowboy hat on with George Strait. I saw this summer out in Las Vegas with my wife, so she had her cowboy hat on, and it was a good day.
Still have your cowboy hat?
Didn't have
from-
my horse. I didn't take my horse over there. My wife would have liked that, but
Do you still have your cowboy hat from 80?
yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yep, I still have that piece of memorabilia, so
You got rid of most
Doesn't
everything
quite
else, but
fit.
you kept the hat?
yeah, I got the hat. Oh, I got a few other items, but yeah, I'm not big into that, as you well know. So,
This is,
but it's funny because John Harrington, who was in town a couple weeks ago, he dressed up for his Halloween costume with the sweatsuit we had. So he went in the locker room with his 1980 Miracle sweatsuit on that we got in Lake Placid, had his gold medal on, and I'm sure the players were quite thrilled to see that and had a big laugh about it. So he had posted it on his Facebook or whatever he did. So hilarious. And even most impressive, it still fit him. That's
Yours would fit you, too.
I think so.
Yeah. So, facing two teams from out east, pretty good teams. This is going to be a good test for your club, isn't it?
It will. It'll be a real good test. We had a couple great games against Harvard last year when they were in town. Both went into overtime. Both goals were scored by Annie Pankowski. I think both made ESPN highlight video that year. But no, good opponent. And we haven't played BC too often. We've played them in some tournament games and whatnot. But Katie's an excellent coach, has a real strong team, and it'll be two really good non-conference games. And obviously, having Minnesota down there from our League Two, the makeup will be some real high, intense hockey. So both teams are certainly looking forward to going down there and getting this opportunity to play some real heavyweights in the non-conference schedule.
Todd?
Abby Rock just seems like someone who's just continually performs, does what you need her to do. How does she stay at a level where she's able to be consistent, kind of guiding that line forward?
Well, I think, not only her individually, but, things I try to harp on and try to get, these young ladies to understand is, if you're going to be successful throughout the season, it's got to be consistent, every day. And so when I come to practice, are my habits consistent with the way they were the day before? And, the next game, are we going to be as consistent, or are we going to be a little bit better? And it's just a process. And I think, Abby being a senior, obviously, having 3 great years with us so far, again, it goes into being consistent and trusting the process. And, she's done a good job at it. At times you have to push her, you have to challenge her, because I think, her upside is still there. I think, there are times where she can dominate a game. I remember last year, playing Minnesota and a couple games where, she just elevated her game. And for us to be a real good team, she's got to play well. Obviously, her line's got to play well, but more importantly, being a senior, being one of our captains, the younger players, the other players on the team look for her. And so as she plays and as she goes about her business and does it as a real high level, it just elevates everybody else to do the same thing and follow along. So it's not only what she does on the ice, I think that's important for us, but certainly some of the things that she does off the ice. And Her dad's a hockey coach, been in the business a long time. He's an NHL scout now, and so I grew up in a similar atmosphere where your dad's a coach, and other than her being a female and me being a male, I mean she's a hockey player and understands the game really well, and can help be a teacher for her line mates and certainly help out other players, not only on the ice, as I mentioned earlier, but some of the things off the ice to get them to understand what's needed. So the big thing with, whether it's Abby or whether other players is this consistency and, can you bring it every day and can you bring it every weekend? And if you're able to do that and you look back on your season, generally you're going to be pretty successful.
Is this a pretty important showcase for women's college hockey with highly ranked teams from different regions of the country?
I think it provides an opportunity to, take our product in women's hockey at the college level and showcase it to other areas where they'll have youth hockey, but they won't have college women's hockey. And so we've done this in the past. We've done it in different areas, and we've had great responses, whether it was in Vail, whether it was in San Jose, whether it was in Florida, whether it was in California. Generally, we have big crowds. A lot of people come out, maybe not have seen a women's hockey game, and having the 4 teams down there this weekend will provide an opportunity for the people that do come, and I'm sure that the crowds are going to be quite high. They'll walk out of the building, seeing one of the number of games that they get an opportunity to see, and it's like, wow, that's impressive. Now, they might have a young daughter, and all of a sudden they get her involved in hockey and give her a chance to experience the game. It might be an opportunity where they are going somewhere else and there's a women's hockey game and they want to go see it because of what they've seen in Nashville. So, we're playing it at the Predators practice facility. It's brand new, and so that part of it's going to be excellent. And it's just a real good weekend, and it's a great way to showcase our sport.
Todd?
When players play teams that they formerly played on or players that they know well or friends with, I'm sure you've done this in your pro career.
Yeah, I did it more than once.
How do you
Unfortunately.
prepare for that? How do you kind of separate out what Daryl's going to have to do for that game against BC?
It'll be a little bit of a challenge for her, because obviously, she still has some real close friends on the team, and now they're going to compete against each other. And, similar to, when I got traded, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, the next time you play that opponent that you left, generally you get pretty excited and you want to do well and you try to play and obviously you try to score and beat the other team. But I think when the puck drops, you sort of get into your playing mode. I think prior to the puck dropping, she'll be a little bit nervous and obviously, hyped up to play the game. But it'll be a challenge for her. I'll have a little conversation with her prior to us getting going Friday afternoon. And like I say, usually when the puck drops, you just let everything go to the side and you go out and play. And she's played well up to this point, and certainly anticipate her playing well this upcoming weekend.
Thanksgiving together as a team then on the road? Is that the plan? How do you guys celebrate that?
Yeah, we'll have Thanksgiving dinner, after we practice Thursday afternoon. I've been in the business for a long time. Brian can attest to it, and you can attest to it. Hockey doesn't do holidays very well, and so you get used to some of the things that other people have traditions with, and we've been on the road on other Thanksgiving weekends, and it's a fun weekend because the kids don't have to go to school. They're not in school on Thursday and Friday, and then they get the weekend, obviously. And you sense some energy when they don't have to attend school when they're in practice. And obviously, going down to Nashville, we're going to get an opportunity to go to the Predators game Wednesday night. Something that I haven't seen the building, and so that'll be a lot of fun, new experience for our players. And you just you take the weekend, and we'll have some conversations during our Thanksgiving dinner, like families will do. Is why are you thankful, and who are the people you are thankful to that helped you get yourself in a position to play college hockey at Wisconsin. So we'll do some traditional things that I'd like to do and express our thanks, and then get up Friday morning and get ready to go at it.